Daily Heat Check Smokecast, y'all. This is episode 20. Yes, we took a week off and we apologize. This is going to be a nice deluxe, duplex, all that good shit. Sprinkle some sugar and all that on top. But yeah, this is Sir Piffery Goodness and King Jones. Talk to the people, man. Tell them where they can find you.
And it's your boy King Jones. You can find me at Twitter, King Jones _464. Holla at me, man.
Okay. Next on the slate, we got Mac Amazing. Talk to the people. Tell them where they can find you.
Got your boy Mac Amazing here. You can find me on Twitter, VSF_MAC, and find me on IG, M period, AMAYZN. Holla at your boy, man.
I had to take a deep breath because this shit's about to get ugly. Now, when I say it's about to get ugly, let me just word this like this. I blame myself partially for the review that I'm giving on Black Panther because, and wait, you got to understand why I'm blaming myself, because I listen to the media, and when I say I listen to the media, I wasn't listening to, say, the movie media. I was trying to stay very far away from that. But being someone who's addicted to sports, pop culture, you know, it's kind of hard to like not see certain things. So say you're like on, say, YouTube and you're just streaming, they will recommend you some shit. They'll recommend you some shit from some people that you might fuck with, or some good high quality shit, and you might like, yo, let me check it out. Or say like myself, I'm hooked on ESPN. On my days off, I literally watch ESPN all day till 7 o'clock unless there's a basketball game on, and that shit'll rock all the way to like 4 in the morning.
And he ain't lying, people. I seen it in rare form.
This is a fact. And now, since ESPN is owned by Disney, you get that undertone. So you get what I'm saying? It's like Black Panther's coming out. It's the Disney Channel owned by Disney product. And, you know, they're going to pump that. You know, they got their host talking about it. They got, you know, All-Star Game is all in there, little sprinkles of it. You know, and just certain elements of it is just being, like, forced upon me. Now, I got to say all that because people is giving their opinions. Now, when you're on all these places and you're in these spaces, they're like, yo, one of the best comic book movies to come to time. One of the best black movies ever. One of the best black casts ever. One of the best villains ever. I'm like, wow. I'm like, whoa. What you giving? And now, grant you, this is from me. This is not me looking at Fandango, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, or going to the reviewers. This is just me watching ESPN and being on YouTube. Just getting recommended shit and just watching my normal daily broadcast. And now I got to lay that all out, because if you're in the same boat as me and this is what you've been consuming and what you've been getting, and then you walk into there and now my whole review goes from the theater all the way into the movie. But now I'm just going to keep it with the movie now. You get there, you sit down and you go to enjoy this film. I'm going to be honest, from what the opinions have been forcefully fed to me, because, you know, they're giving me these undertones, I don't feel it lived up to all the hype that they were trying to pile up on. I'm just gonna get to it like that. I had to give you the build up, but now just to let you know, I don't feel like it lived up to the hype. Okay. I don't feel it lived up to none of the hype. I'm gonna be very frank. I'm gonna be very frank.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
Let me give you my review, taking this as a person who appreciates the art, film, and, you know, all things production. As a film of comic books in the Marvel universe, I felt it was a really good film. I felt it was a really good origin story, because that's what it was. Let's really think about it. There's many people who's never heard of Black Panther. There's many black people who's never heard of Black Panther.
95% of the people that went to see that movie, matter of fact, I'll say 82% of the people that seen Black Panther, they never even heard of the comic.
You get what I'm saying? They probably never read of the comic.
Never.
They probably don't even know the origins or nothing. You get what I'm saying? They probably don't know how that storyline connects into the Marvel universe to where they're going to, you know, into the Infinity War. Now, I say all that like, yo, so when you look at it from that point of view, it's like, yo, it was a good origin film. I say it was better than the first Iron Man, better than the first Thor, you know, like, granted, it was the first Black Panther. Now, I felt it was a really, really good film. Now, when I say it's solid, I feel it was worth what I paid when I took the family to go see it. We saw a matinee. I felt that it was justified. I don't feel it was worth anything IMAX 3D. Well, granted, if I probably saw it there, I'd probably say it differently, but I saw it in Newark Cityplex, so that's probably why my review is probably skewed a bit, but I'll give you more on that later. But just to keep going off on it, the origin story, I felt like it was great. They built up a lot as far as with Wakanda. I felt like they chose a lot of really good actors to fill the roles, and I felt like the overall pacing of the story was good. Now, granted, I came out of it saying, because if I was going to rank it how people were saying it being one of the best comic book films and villains and all that, I'm like, the first whole hour was talking. Michael B. Jordan honestly didn't really do shit. Compared to, say, The Dark Knight was the second installment in that Batman franchise. So we already had the origin film. So if you really think about it, we already knew everything that they're trying to explain to us in this movie. So when we see Batman facing off with Joker in The Dark Knight, this is just straight all action. You get what I'm saying?
But you can't compare Batman to Black Panther though, bro.
But when people are comparing, but when they're comparing Heath Ledger to Michael B. Jordan, I gotta give you the wrong.
That is just.
I'm not the only one who heard this though. I'm not the only one that heard this. They're putting him up there as one of the with the Joker, Magneto. I'm like he played. I felt like his role was so small in the film.
But you know what? If you see my when
like, come
Michael,
on, I got more, but go in, Mac. Let me know.
Let me know what I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna go.
All right, so
like that because I don't want to cut you off, King.
So now, with Michael B. Jordan, I felt like he didn't have enough roles in it for him to be this super villain that everyone's proclaiming. Even as a black supervillain, I feel like the best black supervillain was Denzel in Training Day. Hands down. Black supervillain, like, you don't get any crookeder or crazier, more quotable and more realism and connecting to a villain like him. You get what I'm saying? When the villain died in that movie, you felt bad. You cried for the villain. Let's really think about that. How many movies do you really feel when the Joker get capped off or whatever happens in the end, you feel bad for the villain? Now, when Michael B. Jordan died, I'm like, he got killed off. I felt like he got killed off too early. I felt like a lot of the pacing in the second half of the film was just too fast. I felt like the action sequences was amazing. The 3D and some of the action with the graphics and the green screening. I felt like some of that stuff was just flawless. Oh man, just to the gods. Now, and like I said, I shout out the black cast, the black director. I shout out them breaking records, everything. But I just want to be very frank when everyone's putting forth all this shit about, this is the best villain, best black movie, best, I feel like they're wrong in all those places. Best black movie, I could probably see me watching this again one more time, super HD, just to really soak it in again, before the whole Marvel Universe thing. But to say like, this is one of my top 10 black movies ever, nah, man. This is not comparing to like Boys in the Hood, Don't Be a Man. Now, granted, these are two totally different films, but I'm saying as far as connecting, I'm like, nah. I feel like the next one will be amazing. I feel the next Black Panther, depending on the villain they place him with, is going to be phenomenal. I promise you. The next Black Panther, because I'm going to be straight with you, I felt like probably Ant-Man was a little bit better as far as in the origin story. And probably even Doctor Strange in a way, just because of the 3D and the special effects. And I'm just basing it off of origin stories. But the Black Panther, I felt it was great. But now, to my review on the theater. My nigga, I went to the Newark Cityplex, and this shit was the worst motherfucking experience I could tell you I've ever had in my fucking life. This shit was so...
You better go to Jersey Gardens, bro. You better go to JG, son.
Son. This shit was so bad, I literally wrote a review of this shit in line while I was waiting. This shit was like 3.5 paragraphs. Like, this shit was no small. This was a beefy one.
This nigga wrote a thesis statement.
Son, with bullet points. I use bullet points, grammar, punctuation. I was going in. I was putting forth my whole college education on this shit. But, First off, they have no Fandango printouts. We pre-ordered our tickets, so we walked in that motherfucker. We literally had to wait in the same line as the niggas walking in to get our tickets. I was like, this shit is fucking barbaric. I was like, are you serious? Then I was like, you're in there, the shit is fucking overcrowdedly packed for no fucking reason. Then I'm like, yo, they got niggas in there doing all these African heritage shit. Then you got niggas doing photo shoots. Then you got motherfuckers dressed up in dashikis. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here right now, man?
They don't even know half of it. They don't even know 10% of what's going on.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this is a little bit too pro-black for me. And granted, I'm not one of them Uncle Tom ass niggas either. But you got to understand, I appreciate the community coming out, supporting. But like, I'm gonna be the nigga to let everybody know this is not a black film. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. This is not a black film. I have to be very frank with you. And a lot of black films aren't even black films. Let me even clear that up with you. So I'm not just saying this to shit on this and to praise the other ones. No, a black film is something along the lines of a Tyler Perry production, something along the lines of
unfortunately
Oprah
you're
Winfrey
right
productions. You get what I'm saying? That is a black produced film from the top all the way down, from the people cutting the checks, people doing some of the major boss moves, the title name on some of the checks on the credits. That produces a black film. That has a level of black ownership that people should really take accustomed to. When you see a new Tyler Perry film come out, y'all niggas should be coming out in droves supporting that man for what he has done to build him and his brand up as a black business entrepreneur, actor, and a freaking producer of black media. Now, same thing with Oprah Winfrey. You get what I'm saying? And anything that Puffy Combs may go into and put the revolt thing in, granted, they work with some other, Caucasians in the whole process because you're going to have to. But the leading factors or the leading people on the board are black. That is what produces a black film. Now, when I say all that, this is a Marvel film. Marvel Studios owned by Disney. They're getting all that fucking bread. They enlisted all the actors for this. You get what I'm saying? This is like them. They handpicked this. It's like I feel like these black people will be the best to produce or to portray the image that we're trying to get in this Black Panther movie out. You get what I'm saying? And they even handpicked all the black people and they granted, they did a good job. No one's shitting on them. They did a fucking phenomenal, knockout, marvelous job. No satire. But let's just be frank with this right now. This is a Disney-owned, white-produced film. All right? There might have been some black people giving insight, but when you look at it, the Black Panther was produced and owned by Marvel, by Stan Lee. You get what I'm saying? There's just so many other...
I don't mean to cut you off. Like you said, Stan Lee hints at the end of the day, even if Jack Kirby, rest in peace, Jack Kirby was alive, Ryan Coogler, which was he wrote, there was a great write-up of the movie. I loved it. He did a great, but at the end of the day, when he was done writing this script, if Jack Kirby was alive standing next to Stan Lee, these two guys would have to say, you know what? Good job. You can put it out.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't and I had arguments with people this whole weekend about this. People trying to call me Uncle Tom. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, no, you're talking to a Marvel geek. I know this shit. You feel me? To the end of the earth with this shit.
No,
it's a Marvel movie. I'm not going to this shit with no damn dashiki on. You might catch me with a Black Panther shirt.
You get what I'm saying?
That says Marvel on it. You feel me? So it's like people they went above basically how the marketing of Disney, the marketing that Disney did on this movie, they did a great job. Why? Because now they have a whole bunch of African Americans to come see Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2 because Black Panther is in both of them. Kudos to the marketing.
Facts. Facts.
Kudos to the freaking marketing. Now I mean, and if anybody feels differently about that, you're the real idiot. Hands down. But go
More
ahead,
facts.
finish my boy. Finish my boy.
Not like, wait, I'm coming close to bringing it home, but it's like, yo, that's like some of the shit that I didn't really appreciate all these people coming out in dashikis and all.
Yeah,
like,
man.
let me keep it 100. The movie didn't really give out so much black culture or heritage about Africa.
Word. And then hold up, and then people were comparing, saying, "Oh, it's okay for people that do cosplay for Star Wars to come out." Dude, that's totally two different things. That's two different entities. At the end of the day, you guys came out as if y'all going to see a Mansa Musa movie, which is a autobiography. If they hopefully they'll make one day. As if you're watching Shaka Zulu, you came out with dashikis on to see Shaka Zulu. Nah, y'all came out in dashikis and African garments to see a fictional character.
Wait, y'all cosplayed for a comic book movie in dashikis.
Yeah.
Like, let's
come
talk
on.
about that.
Let's keep it funky. Like, come on, man. Like, cut it out. Black America, cut it out. And then half of y'all thinking the Black Panther movie is about literally Huey Newton and them. Oh yeah, it was similar to that. It had nothing to do with that.
And
Nothing to do with
the movie
nothing.
itself had a lot of like. I like how they tried to incorporate some of like the urban modern day community and pop culture and some of that stuff. But then again, it's like, I don't feel like this was something that he made to really directly connect with the black people. But I felt like aimed it.
It was just a Marvel comic.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It felt like a comic book movie. Like, I don't.
They wanted to keep the origin of the comic, but they wanted to please the black community in this sense.
Now check this out. From a Marvel head. If you go into the whole Black Panther situation, a lot it's similar. The comic book is similar when Eric Killmonger comes into play. Like, he, for what it was worth, for the lines that they gave Michael B. Jordan for Eric Killmonger, he did a pretty good fucking job. He did a good job. They could have gave more to Killmonger.
Acting was trash.
If you read the comic book about Eric Killmonger, saying you'll agree with me, dude.
No, I'm not saying as far as with the lines. I'm just saying the way it sounded like he was just talking. It didn't seem. I knew he was trying to put passion on it, but I've seen a lot of Michael B. Jordan movies. I've seen a lot of things with him.
He's more mentionable with his acting, even all the way down to all my children in The Wire. So I can agree with you on that one.
Like, I've seen him put forth better performances, more connected performances. Like,
I would have never compared that to no damn Ledger Joker. You bugging.
You get what I'm saying?
Hell no.
Now, granted, Michael B. Jordan definitely did his fucking thing, man. Shout outs to him bringing it home to North. And I'm not shitting on him in any way. I just felt like his performance in that wasn't like, you feel me? Like, granted, I wanted him to really like take the show, but he did have some quotables. Hey, auntie, I love that line. That shit was so classic, you know. But then again, I felt like it didn't feel like he was saying it natural. If that made any sense.
It makes perfect sense. Because now what I didn't like about what they did with him, Eric Killmonger in the comic book, the dude is a freaking genius. He's the dude with the MIT. The dude, he was PhDs. Bro. The dude is like on his shit. So how they made him seem like he's just some nigga from the hood and he's coming back to Africa, they could have did better.
Like, they had him in the comic book from what I read, because I did my little commissarian shit. What you call it again? He could develop his own weapons. And there they had him taking their weapons and sending it out.
He was a mass jingo. The dude was so powerful he could bring up the dead, bro. In the book. Like, he was wild. And what I didn't like about that, like you said earlier, they killed him off because Eric Killmonger is Black Panther's like Batman the Joker.
And I promise you, they need to bring him back.
And they can, because they will, because even in the comic book he was brought back to life.
Yeah, and I peeped that, and now if they could find a way to bring him back and bring that storyline together and make it a little bit more fluent, and and patch up some of the parts that they left. Pardon me, they left a few things, like with the PhDs and his origin story, and they left a few empty blocks there. Now,
They made
granted,
it too short.
You know what
They
I mean?
made it too short, man.
Definitely. Go in.
It's good, but you know what it is, man, because it plays everything plays a part. Every movie plays a part. Because at the end of the day, now you have Black Panther, right? Black Panther came out, so now after Black Panther, now you have Infinity Wars coming. They brought Infinity Wars out too early for you to make this movie Black Panther, which, in all honesty, I think it was one of the best Marvel films that came out.
Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah, it's in my top 5. It is in my top 5. Matter of fact, it's in my top 3 Marvel.
You're bugging.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. My top 3: Winter Soldier, Civil War, Black Panther. I'm talking about origin wise. It is. Yes.
Civil War. Civil War wasn't an origin story.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. That's
It's
it was
Captain
the origin story.
Civil
No. Yeah, no, but it was an origin story on how the Avengers broke up and separated, because they did separate for a moment.
No.
It was sort of an origin story.
I understand what you're saying, and the Civil War. Basically, the Avengers Civil War, like, that was a big thing in the comic book, and the fighting scene of that was fantastic. So it was an origin story for the Civil War, you could say, but the movie was presented as Captain America. It was Captain America film.
Of course.
You can't really say it's an origin story, because then you have to say the first Captain America, and then I'll even say that was really good.
Yeah, it was. Believe it or not, Believe it or not, Captain America's origin story was probably like the closest that you'll get to a good Marvel origin story, to me personally.
But as far as like top 3 or top 5 Marvel films, nah, man.
That's just my opinion. Because I loved the Black Panther movie. They could have did better on the writing, but all around, I was entertained. I loved it.
I just want to know, what's your top 5 Marvel films?
My top 5 Marvel films, and we're talking about just Marvel. We're not talking about Fox bullshit.
Marvel.
All right, so
we're talking all Marvel.
All right. Well, okay. We got Blade. Blade is like my number 5. Blade is my number 5.
That's
the first
DC.
Blade. No, it's not. You're bugging. Blade is Marvel. Blade is Marvel, bro. Blade is Marvel.
Right now.
Please do.
Right now.
We could put 100 on that. Word up. Blade is Marvel. Blade's first. Blade was one of the, I think he was either the third. He was the third Black Marvel superhero, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're right. It is Marvel. You're absolutely
it's Marvel.
Right.
Blade is Marvel. Blade. Okay. So Captain America. I wasn't a big fan of the first one. It was good, but I liked Winter Soldier better. Winter Soldier was on number 1. Civil War number 2. I put Black Panther at number 3. The last Avengers, it was pretty cool. I liked it, and I give number 5 Blade. Real talk. That's my top 5 Marvel.
So you said
the last Avengers.
You said the last Avengers.
Oh no, I'm lying.
Come on now.
Cause my number 4 is between Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers. So I have a tie for number 4.
Nah, you can't have a tie, man.
I can't have a tie.
So you got.
I can't have a tie.
Panther,
okay, you know what? You know what?
Run it back again. Black Panther,
okay, so,
Guardians.
No. I said Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War number 2, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Blade. That's my top 5. The first Blade. That's my top 5. My top 5 Marvel. That's just me personally. What I liked, what I felt I can. I was satisfied with, because a lot of the writing is bullshit. How they just fuck everything up. Because my thing is, if you're gonna write about the Marvel comics, and I understand Stan Lee doesn't want it to be like so similar to the books, at least have it make sense. Because like one of the things that didn't make sense to me within the Black Panther movie is that they made his uncle a bad guy. His uncle was one of the Black Panthers. Yeah.
See, I ain't know all that.
His father passed. His uncle became the Black. Then T'Challa challenged his uncle to become the Black Panther. Eric Killmonger is no kinfolk to these guys. Yeah, so it's like
they flip. And honestly, I want to see Claws roll a little bit more.
But Claus was in the last wasn't he in the last Avengers, or was he in Civil War?
Was he? Not sure.
I'm trying to remember because Claus was in one of the other Marvel movies. God, I gotta go back and watch. But Claus was in one of them because he was the one that basically started talking about the vibranium and whatnot. But you know what? It could yeah, that's my top 5, bro. That's my top 5 Marvel right now. It might change after Infinity Wars and Miss Marvel come out and whatnot, and even yeah, it's
wait, they got a Miss Marvel coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out next year. She's gonna be in Infinity Wars. She's gonna be in Infinity Wars too.
So we're gonna get her origin story next year.
And it's crazy. They're gonna fuck her story up too because Rogue has a lot to do with her too.
Well, don't say they're gonna fuck it up. They might get it right.
I hope so, man. I hope so, bro. I hope so.
And then don't forget they got Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, but no, Captain Marvel is Miss Marvel. That's what that's about, bro.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel. So why is he calling her Captain?
Because what happened was that Captain Marvel, it was a guy. He gave her powers. He died, and she just took the role as Captain Marvel. As time went on, she just changed herself to Miss Marvel.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because her powers come from the Skrulls, the Skrulls, the shapeshifters. Yeah, they like now. So and that's why I say Infinity Wars, they kind of did it too early for me because I feel like they're gonna trying to find a way to mix the Skrulls up within that, and I don't know how they're gonna do it. So it might turn up dope. You never know, man. You never know. But back to Black Panther, good movie. I give it out of 10. I give it a 7.5, 8.
I give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5, 8. Yeah, I could agree.
Know what I mean?
I'm not a hater.
8.
My whole thing was the comparison to like the Dark Knight and some of these other great comic book films.
I would never compare it to that. Hell no. Whoever said that, they need to kill themselves 10 times. You're bugging. Heath Ledger acting was so good he killed himself. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm just saying, bro. He went so deep into the Joker that he killed himself.
Nah, I think he was partly doing. That was partially him.
I think that was mostly like him. I think the Joker role was based on his life. Like
think about it, yo. Everybody that played the Joker, even Jack Nicholson said that after he played the Joker, after that was done and the movie came out, he was having nightmares. He had to go to site. He had to really see somebody about this shit because it was really fucking with him. And think about it, when we watching the Joker back in 89, 90, he was a little cynical, but he was more funny than cynical, and he was having nightmares about that shit.
Yeah.
So just imagine how Heath Ledger was a dark Joker. He was a Joker that you want to say he was really a good guy Joker, but was a bad guy.
Facts. And wait,
I was rooting for the Joker. I said fuck Batman.
And I just want to say this too. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman because he played a fucking hell of a role.
Yes.
That nigga, bruh. I thought that nigga was African the way he fucking played that shit. That nigga can speak perfect English.
And you want to hear some real shit? We've seen him in Civil War. That's why I was so anxious to see Black Panther because he played T'Challa like a mother.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
he did his thing.
I gotta see what T'Challa looked like in the comic book to see if they pulled the right one. Because I'm gonna keep it G.
They pulled the right one.
I feel Robert Downey is like the perfect Tony Stark.
He is, bro.
I don't think like perfect.
Yo, just like old boy that played Doctor Strange. I think he was the perfect Doctor Strange.
Yeah, man, he was perfect.
Perfect
And Doctor Strange and what you call it in Ragnarok, they got him. He looked exactly like Doctor Strange in Ragnarok.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And Ragnarok was pretty good too.
Now, hoping Doctor Strange. I wonder who's gonna be his next villain. I wonder are they gonna bring Brother Voodoo in? In Doctor Strange, it's gonna be it's gonna be something. It's gonna be all right, man. I'm just hoping that, like I said, I hope the writers, whoever they have writing these next movies, don't mess the movies up, bro. That's all.
Facts. And wait, the Black Panther in the comic book, I'm looking at it now. Yo, I hope they get it to like this, because his outfit in the comic book is crazy.
And
this
believe
nigga
me,
rocking a cape. He got green glowing eyes.
No, but that's not even T'Challa.
Gold.
That's his father, bro.
That's his father?
He's one of the original Black Panthers. Yeah, that's not even T'Challa, if I'm not mistaken. That might be either T'Challa. No, that might be his father, or that might be the uncle, one or the other.
I'm like,
because it's so
crazy.
Yeah, bro. And and it's even so, and the funny thing about it, Black Panther, he's strong as hell. He beat Thanos with no problems in the comic book, bro. He whooped Thanos' ass. Yeah. That whole suit is like, dude
Wait,
is
in the comic book, the suit had that thing where it could bounce back the or that was just something for the movie. Now, like, you remember this shit is like, hey, you could charge this up and kinetic energy. Basically, that's all it was. You was just bouncing back the kinetic energy.
Yeah. It had all that. He whooped everybody's ass in the Avengers in the comic book. Captain America came to Wakanda. He whooped Cap's ass, bro. Every Thor, all of them. None of them had no. They had no. So these niggas had no type of cause with Black Panther. Black Panther.
But wait, how is he? Wait, it's because of the suit, because the herb, because he could stop. Because once he stops drinking the, I don't get it. So what does the herb do for him as far as the powers? Because
the herb basically makes sure that he's connected to every past Black Panther. Because every past Black Panther, they don't. It's not like they go to like heaven and they go to another worldly place and whatnot. And when he drinks the herb, he gets the power of every past Black Panther. So it might be 1,000 of these motherfuckers. He has all their powers. Now, once the suit come on, the suit just makes sure he's guarded.
So without the suit, he's nothing.
Oh, nah, he's still something. He's still a problem. He's still a problem.
The suit just protects him.
But with the suit on, he's basically damn near Superman with the suit on.
Cause I'm over here looking at these pictures and shit. I'm like, I like his pop suit though. I ain't gonna hold you. The new Black Panther.
Well, you're talking about with the cape, right?
with the cape and the gold.
This shit lit, son.
What?
That shit lit.
T'Chaka was a boss. T'Chaka was not playing with these niggas.
Was no problem, bro. These niggas was no problem. They ain't want no problem with the. He's one of the strongest. Basically, he's one of the strongest superheroes in Marvel.
It's because he has a whole suit of vibranium. That's probably why. Wolverine only has the claws. Captain America only has the shield. Like,
no. Wolverine has animanium in his bones.
Yeah, Wolverine has animanium.
Animanium.
Vibranium.
The only one that has vibranium, that uses vibranium in Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, is Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
Dr. Doom used vibranium, and Captain America used vibranium. A couple other people tried to use it, but those the three main people that use vibranium.
So wait, Dr. Doom went to freaking Wakanda?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yo, matter of fact, I'm gonna take it back to the first Wolverine origin movie. They were in Wakanda in the first one.
Word.
Think about it. Remember before Wolverine, he got his claws and got the animanium on his bones and whatnot. Him, Sabretooth, Deadpool, they all went to Wakanda, and Stryker was looking for vibranium, but instead of the vibranium, he went and found animanium somewhere else.
That's crazy. But now animanium, this is I didn't know there was two of them. I thought the vibranium was the animanium. And I thought vibranium was the strongest metal.
Vibranium is not metal. No, but vibranium is not really metal. It's not. It's not really. It's not. That's the thing. So imagine. So just imagine they found a way to put vibranium, into Wolverine's claws, and it was because vibranium is light. Vibranium is heavy metal. It's heavy as shit. So they found that. So basically, William Stryker in the movie found a way to basically, and a scientist found a way to melt it, and Wolverine was the only one that could ever get that into his body and sustain it because he was already a mutant. Remember, he was already a mutant. He had superhuman strength as an animal.
This is crazy. This is
so
crazy.
If you really sit and get into, matter of fact, if you just go on Marvel.com and go into the Marvel wiki and just read up on all this shit, you'll want to start buying comics, bro. The shit is wild.
The shit that's crazy is that the Wolverine movie you said was in Wakanda.
Yeah, they had a scene where they were in Wakanda. Yeah,
I remember that scene too, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But they didn't say it was Wakanda.
They couldn't say it because they didn't have the rights to it.
It was
Certain things they
Fox.
can't say. Yeah, exactly. Like Fox, at one time Disney, ABC couldn't say mutants.
Huh.
Only Fox could say mutants. But now since Disney and Fox they doing whatever, a lot of things is going to change and whatnot. Certain things, just think about it. I'll take you back to remember the last Avengers when it was the two twins. It was Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
They didn't call them mutants. They were mutants. Those are Magneto's kids, bro.
Huh.
Yeah. Those are Magneto's kids, man. They didn't call them mutants in the Avengers movie, but they are mutants. They even fucked that story up, but that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole
nother.
Yeah,
How they made it seem like Von Strucker brought those mutants when really Von Strucker had two kids, and they were the Strucker twins, and they were strong as fuck. That's who was really supposed to be how those two twins supposed to be, but they didn't have rights to it because they were mutants.
But wait, we'll round this off right fast with just a little bit of comic book banter and get into the sports. What do you think about Cable? And what do you think about Venom?
Yo, Venom, I don't know because I feel like I don't know what they're gonna do with what
they
they're
might
gonna do
fuck
with
it
that.
up. It's all right. We can move on to Cable. They might fuck it up.
Cable, they might fuck that up too.
Ooh.
But he looks good for Cable.
I don't know, man. The Cable that I fell in love with in the comic book was a little bit younger. He had way more guns.
Cable was old as hell in the comic book, bro.
Yeah, he was old, but this nigga looked like he was like he's 70. Cable looked like he was like 45, 50.
Nah, son, Cable was that old, son. Cable was old as fuck. Remember, Cable had a son that was riding with him in the comic book and in the TV show.
And didn't Cable have a fucking red eye?
No. It was a what's the name eye? It was like a shiny yellow eye.
You get what I'm saying? And he had way more guns.
Oh,
that was Cable's thing.
Yeah.
Cable played with them things.
Like, he played with them things. He played with them dang things.
You feel me? Like that was the one comic book I remembered. I wish I appreciated them more then like I do now. But yeah, Cable, I fucked with Cable.
But they might do a good job on it because they did a good job on the first Deadpool. So they'll probably do a good job on this one.
Yeah, that was alright. We'll move on from that. But Smokecasters, that's our Black Panther review. And that, you feel me? You could slander us, and you know where to slander us down below.